Hello.
I'm Fiona Rose.
I'm Alex.
And
Yeah.
I'm a fourth year bio-sci major and art history minor, and my pronouns are she, her, hers.
Sick. I'm a third year sociology international relations double major, and I go by he, him, and they, them pronouns.
Cool. Really like your sweater.
Thank you. I love your skirt. We're such good fashionistas.
Yeah, we went for the same vibe today. Yeah.
Well, I got a question for you. So this is about your first year experience.
Okay.
So what was your on-campus living experience like? Resident halls, where did you live, dining, navigating campus?
I lived right over there in Redwood on the first floor, and my first year experience was absolutely amazing. I know not everyone has the best first year experience. You know, everyone goes through different struggles and different levels of homesickness and other things, but for me personally, I had a really, really amazing freshman year. My floor was really supportive, and I think that made a huge difference. Just like having that core group of people and living so close. You know, once you move out of the dorms, it's a lot harder to recreate that. You know, you can live with your housemates, but having like the whole floor of people is just so amazing. As far as the dining commons food, it was okay. I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't my favorite. The cookies are absolutely amazing, especially the late night cookies. I will say that they're absolutely amazing. But I think wherever you go, it's a problem because, you know, you're eating the same food over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's no one's fault. Like, you just get kind of used to it if you're eating the same thing. You know, happens to the same thing me like now at home. You know, I'm cooking the same stuff all the time, so very easy to get bored of it. But overall, I'd say I had a really amazing freshman year. As far as academics, it was pretty challenging to adjust, and I still had to adjust. You know, every year I still have to kind of like be in check with myself, since I didn't have that like really great high school education background. But overall, I would say just with like the support of my floor and just like the amazing people I met around me just really helped, and it made a really memorable experience and definitely made me want to stay here for all 4 years. How about you?
I guess to talk about my experience, it was in one word, just amazing. Like, I think so what started everything was one day it was Sunset Fest, and so that's like you know, this festival.
That's the beginning of
yeah,
the year.
the beginning festival. And what happened was that night when, like, you know, the festivities were over, we're all coming back. You know, but this was before our floor was like cohesively together. Each of us were doing our own little thing, and then it wasn't until these two girls on our floor knocked on everyone's door and was saying like, hey, we're having a little like get together in our room, like, you know, before COVID, obviously.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah. You know, they were like, oh, let's all, you know, we're inviting people to our room, you know, like, we'd love to have you and see you there. And so I was like, you know what, work, like, I'll be there. And that moment was like the moment where like all of us met. But I've been saying, navigating campus. Honestly,
I didn't answer that one.
Yeah, no, but like navigating campus, I remember I was like, this is a huge like I was like, you know, I come from big city, but this is a huge campus, you know, and it's like you can potentially like take 20 minutes to get to class, you know, just walking from one place to another place, and I think it was so big and so crazy.
Yeah, and I feel like every quarter, I mean, not now because it's online, but I feel like every quarter I would have class in like a new building. And, you know, I think, you know, I'm a fourth year, like I should know where everything is, but then it's like, where's this building? Never heard of it. And definitely I still get lost in the Death Star. I got lost as a freshman. I still get lost now.
Yeah, and honestly, it's so funny because like when it's a new building, you're just like, the names are just sometimes so arbitrary. Like, you know, like they could be called Harold. They can be called like Anthony Hall.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay,
where is this place?
Where is that?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, I find lecture buildings, lecture halls so funny. Especially like when you're looking on your little like schedule maker and you're just like, oh my goodness, where's that?
Yeah, it's like, can I get to these two places
in
like 15 minutes?
I think I would have never thought that I would have to think about location of classes.
Oh yeah, that's a key point. Write this down.
I know, like, I'm just like, yeah, like I do not want to be busting a mission like every
I've
Tuesday.
done that.
Like, you know, and I've done that too. There are some days where I'm just like, I'm over it, and I walk and I'm like totally late to class. But I'm just like, you know what, I'm unbothered. Like, I can't bike
There's
every
those days.
there are those days. So I think I have. Oh yeah, I do have one more question.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. What's your favorite place on campus?
Ooh, that's a good one. Honestly, you go first maybe on this one. I have to think
Okay,
about
cool.
this one.
I do already
it's
have
a
my
hard one.
answer. I know. I'm over here like saying like it's so hard to pick. I'm like I can pick.
Yeah, I
So my absolute favorite spot is definitely the Cross Cultural Center, or well, not just the Cross Cultural Center, but the Student Community Center, which is right by the silo, and like right, I would say like almost like in the middle of campus. And what I love about it is just the amount of identities that are represented, the amount of events that are held there, the people that are there. They're some of the most inclusive, productive activists I've met, and it's amazing too, because especially being a queer person myself, I definitely had a hard time trying to figure out if I had a place on campus, figuring out if I had the means of finding my community here. And it was through the Student Community Center, through like Cross Cultural Center, Student Recruitment Retention Center, the LGBTQI Center. They've really given me a place, or shown me a place, and shown others a place that they can feel they can be themselves and accepted. It was fantastic. I remember, and the thing is that I haven't really explored it until virtually this year. Being now I'm like a part of the cross-cultural staff. I'm the Mixed Heritage Community Coordinator, and it's been, and even though it's all virtual, it's been an amazing experience. Absolutely phenomenal. And and just because like not only is the work that we're doing making an impact on campus, but it's also been making an impact on myself. Working with so many bright scholars and academic scholars, and it's just absolutely remarkable to be able to constantly in a space where we're innovating what activism looks like. Especially like in a city, I would have never foreseen myself pursuing activism in a city like Davis.
Yeah.
It matters wherever you are.
Definitely.
And yeah, being able to put not just put my stamp, but put a collaborative stamp on something. So, but yeah.
That was an amazing answer, really meaningful. I don't think I can top that.
No, there's no topping. There's no topping here.
That's a really great answer. I guess just for me, my favorite spot on campus, really hard one, honestly. I guess just I'm an art history minor, like I mentioned earlier, or hopefully I mentioned that earlier. And so I guess for me, my favorite spot on campus is the art building, just because that's where most of the art history classes I've taken, that's where they've been. And it's just kind of nice for me because most of my days spent with like science classes and that sort of thinking. So it's kind of nice for me to just like have a place where I can think more creatively and artsy. So even though it's not like a special place, I guess, in itself, it just kind of has special meaning for me because it like represents like my other side, like my more artsy side. Yeah. So I think that's definitely something like really important to me.
Yeah, and it's so fun, honestly. I think it's so hard to really pick a favorite place. Even with what I said, just because like at least in Davis, it's so small.
There's a lot of like little special places.
Exactly. Here. Like the thing is like what I love is that Davis, like, it's not a defined space. Yeah. Like we get to define it in what we do and how we experience it and the people that we meet. And we get to define it together, and everyone gets to like find their own meaning. Yeah. And that's like what is so remarkable
about Davis. It's really special. I feel like other college towns don't necessarily have that going for them, but I feel like since Davis, kind of like we're saying, it's pretty like small town, we kind of get to make it what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was a really fun conversation. I like that we went for the same shoe
I know.
vibe.
You like her?
Yeah,
you like
our
her?
shoes. I don't know if you can see them. But yeah, it was really fun talking to you and getting to know you.
I know you too, Fiona. Thank you so much.
Thank
it was
you.
nice to have this conversation.
It was nice learning from you.
Yeah.